Without further ado, you know who he is. He hails from Southern California, was working as a server, but also as an actor. Saw ACN, got with it and started building a big team. And he's just a laid back guy, but he has a lot of powerful things to say. But he's got journal after journal, and we just love his teaching because he just comes right across to how he teaches anybody can do and build this business. Without further ado, Regional Vice President Platinum from down the Southern California area, the great, the one and only, Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
Mr. T.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
I'm good. How are you? You had some travels going on, huh?
Yes, sir. Glad to be back in the country.
Gotcha. Well, we're happy to have you back. So,
gracias, senor.
Good to see everybody. So you guys know, started every call by letting you know how I feel about Mr. Thomas and what he does with this call. So we're not going to break that streak. You know, I was thinking about this as I was making my notes for this morning, and it's really interesting, you guys. You know, Al, we don't live in the same city. I'm not a part of his organization, meaning that Al has no direct financial interest in what happens in my business. And what I think is important to understand about that is, you know, a leader will get really good at putting groups of people together and creating an environment where those people can thrive. And as I was getting ready for this call, and I even have some people on my team just jumping on right now, he's really mastered that. And you want to talk about a sign of someone who understands the philosophy that drives our business. Because you can have the skills to do our business, but if you don't really understand the philosophy that drives the business, it's really hard to take this thing from a job, which will pay you for your work. Like ACN will pay you for your work. But if you don't understand the philosophy that drives this business, you never really get the benefit. You never really get the experience of what a business can be like that can grow exponentially without you. And philosophically, it's important to understand that. And it's important to understand the character and the qualities that will give you the best chance to build a business that will grow exponentially. Mr. Thomas has had those for years. You know, you guys, I don't mean to make this sound like lip service, but I'm telling you, when you've reached the position when you've reached the position that he is at and you've done what he has done, he doesn't necessarily need to do these calls. I mean, this is like the United Nations here of ACN. There's every different team involved. You know, it's what it's like. So let me dive into what I want to cover with you guys today, but it's important that you understand the philosophy behind what drives a business like ours. Okay. Now, I'm going to wait for a second and I'll let somebody, whoever wants to put in it. So Mr. Thomas, thanks for everything you do, your mentorship, your coaching, your leadership. I appreciate you, man. I really do. And I know you know that. So, okay.
No, sir. Thank you. No, sir. Thank you.
So here we go, you guys. I want someone to put in the chat. I want someone to put in the chat what we named this month. That's it. Julian got it. Put up or shut up. Now, why is that so important? Why have I kind of tried to creatively and all these different ways to try to get through to you guys to move you from taking in information to putting that information into action? Why? Here's why. Because there's two groups of people that are watching you. Okay. And here's who they are. There is you. You're watching you. You know what you do or don't do every day. Look, and I don't want that job. It's enough for me to get from one part of the house to the other. I'm not watching you. Okay. So number one is you. And let me tell you the second group of people, everyone else, everyone else, they're watching. So are you that person that is going to kind of take a stand for yourself? Now, we're going to dive into some notes here, you guys, because I know we don't have a long time. So here you go. Notes for today. Just FYI. Here's what I'm about to go through. So this is put up or shut up month. So what does it really come down to? Getting customers, building teams, promoting events, all that stuff. Mr. Thomas, thanks for the kind words about the training. I hope it was well received. I hope people, learned something about how to promote the event, right? How to promote events. That was my job. It wasn't talking about the events. How do you promote it? You promote an event by promoting the people. How do you promote the people? You learn their stories. How do you learn their stories? Get to know them through your leaders. An event is not a place. An event is not a thing. The event is the people. Now, enough on that. I trained that last weekend. So now, here's the idea, right? So we're in put up or shut up month. What a great month to have that. What a great month to have what a great month. Look, folks, write this down. Please write this down. Okay, write this down. Okay, hang on. I'm going to tell you when to start writing. What a great month to have this put up or shut up mentality. What a great month to do that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you do put up this month, it will change 2022. So what's the deal here? Here's what it is. People, and it hit me like a ton of bricks when I was doing my notes this morning, is that people in ACN really do have a mentality of risk reward. What is my risk? What is my reward? And here goes. It's amazing because I've never trained this like this before. You guys are first. So here's the issue. If ACN is a risk reward arrangement, if ACN is a risk reward environment, here's the challenge. You think you know the risks. How do I look to other people? What are they going to think? You think you know the risks. What do other people think? People care. Well, I don't care what anybody thinks. Really? Really? Permission to challenge everybody right now? Yes or no, Mr. Thomas? Really? I don't care what other people think. Really? Then how come you don't talk to more people? Really? You're that person? Man, you're a guy on this call. You're a gal on this call. You don't understand who I am. I don't care what anybody thinks. Really? You've talked to one person in a month. You definitely care what other people think. And that's as real as I can get. Wow, it's funny to see Sharian without her glasses. I'm so used to your glasses, Sharian. So anyway, so here's my point. If you're that person, I don't care what people think. I'm fighting for my freedom. I'm doing this for myself and my family and my reason why it's that important. Really? How important is it? Well, I've talked to one person this month. We have to have a real conversation as we're coming into the last 2 weeks of the year. You guys, you get 2 weeks to set up 2022. And I'm telling you, you can do this. So when I say risk reward, you think you know what the risks are. By the way, if your reason why you're doing ACN is big enough, these things that I'm saying to you don't even register with you. You will, folks, let me give you the numbers. You talk to 10 people a day. Listen to me. You peak, not even present to. Guys, listen up. You peak 10 people a day and you do that for 2 weeks. I'm telling you, on behalf of myself and Al Thomas, you're going regional director before the 4th of July. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen. If you peak 10 people a day between now and New Year's Day, you peak 10 people a day. In my professional opinion, you are going regional director before the 4th of July. What's up, Jocelyn? Go, Pat, go. So here's my point. Risk reward. The challenge is you think you know the risks. Those are not risks, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. The risk that you have, the biggest risk that you have is saying that you're going to do something and not doing it because you're going to know. That's a risk. That's a risk. A risk is you saying how important this is to everyone and what you're going to do, and you don't follow through. That is a risk. By the way, that's a big risk because now it's not about someone else. It's about you internally. The wiring is off. So now let's talk about the rewards. The reward is a challenge. I'm going to tell you why. The reward is a challenge because most of you on this call, even though you say it, you can't imagine the reward. You can't imagine the reality of the reward. It is still theory. It is still theory. Now, you can't imagine the reward, which means you kind of don't believe in the reward. And then going after the reward kind of becomes a game of chance instead of a game of skill. It becomes the lottery instead of practice, repeat, action, practice, repeat, action. And when you get into that, you guys, I'm telling you, the rewards are coming. So here's my question for you, and you need to write this down. For those of you that are taking notes, please write this down. What does my freedom mean to me? What does my freedom mean to me? Now, I'm not going to get on a soapbox here, but you guys, I don't think I need to tell anybody on this call about what people have given for freedom. And for those of you who have served the country, thank you so much, because we wouldn't even be on this call without you guys. So let me tell you something, men and women. So let me tell you something. I don't know what freedom means to you because I don't know all of you. I mean, in general, I think I have an idea. And you guys know what it means to me, right? When I finish this call, I'm getting cleaned up. I'm doing an executive luncheon, and I'm done with that. I'm picking up my daughter from school. That's what freedom means to me. Who did I have to check in to do that? No one. Whose permission did I need to get? No one. We have a new business partner on the call. She's getting off to a great start. Her name is Ann. I did a meeting for her and her team in New York, getting some people launched yesterday. Guess what I had to do to make that happen? Guess who I had to check in with? No one. Why? Because I have the freedom to run my business the way that I want. It wasn't always like that. It wasn't always like that. I understood the relationship between risk and reward, and a lot of people don't really understand that. It is lip service. It's just words. And the relationship is very special between risk and reward. And the problem with most people that get involved in network marketing or even ACN is they think they understand the risk and they have no real belief in the reward. I'm telling you guys, this is a challenge because when someone operates from that philosophy, guess what gets in the way of your pursuit of excellence in ACN? Guess what gets in the way of your pursuit of excellence in ACN? Everything. Everything gets in the way of it. It's funny. I was, I had a coffee meeting with one of my regional directors and one of our up and coming leaders. I think she's on here. Her name is Princess. So I told her, like, she's a busy gal. She's a busy gal. It's like she runs a business. She's going after like 62 degrees and, this freaking diploma and that graduate thing and this and that and the other and run the business and whatever. And here's what I told her. You guys, permission to be direct with everybody, Mr. Thomas. I told her, I said this to Jamie and I said this to a bunch of other people. I said, you guys, here's what I can't stand. I was going to say, I hope this comes across the right way. Well, at this point, I don't really care because I got to get you guys where we need to get you guys. I literally cannot stand. I cannot stomach the following phrase. Okay. Are you ready? You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Let me ask Pat, you want to hear it? Betty Lynn, you want to hear it? Yeah. Samson, I know you do. Marcia Carter, you want to hear it? Celia? Okay. Sharing. Okay, cool. Here's what I cannot stand, right? I'm so busy. We freaking know you're busy. We get it. Everybody's busy. We get it. Like, we freaking get it. Whether you're really busy or you're just busy in your head, we get it. You guys, please throw that phrase out. Here's why. It's not that I don't respect that you're busy. It's that most people, when they say that, they're giving themselves a built-in excuse or exit strategy to not do the things they said they wanted to do to get the thing they want to get done through ACN. That's your training. And that's real. So please, please. There's this old thing that Greg Provenzano used to talk about, burning the ships. You take your army onto an island and you realize that you're outnumbered and the captain says, burn the ships. We are not leaving the island defeated. There is no way out. It is regional director, regional vice president, senior vice president. I'm getting to the top of the mountain, or you will find me dead on the side of the mountain trying to get what I said I was going to do to provide the life that I want to provide for myself and my family through this opportunity. Period. Done. Conversation over. Put up or shut up. That is a locker room conversation with all of you guys. And by the way, for the record, if some of you take what I'm saying and actually apply it and challenge yourself, listen to the words I am saying to you next. You will be shocked at what you're able to accomplish. You will be shocked at what you'll be able to do. You will be shocked at the results that you start to get because you burned your ships and you made a decision that the reward is going to be worth it. And you're not going to go to that handy excuse, it's honestly like this. I'm busy. I'm so busy. You have no idea. Busy. I don't care. I know you're busy. I care about you guys as people, but I don't care about that phrase anymore. Let me tell you guys something. The most successful people, could you guys imagine? I was reading this morning, I was reading an article of the highest paid female broadcasters or news people in North America. Not even North America, the world. The highest paid. Right? Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Robin Roberts is busy? Do you think she ever goes like this? Well, you don't understand how busy I am. Fuck, we know you're busy. By the way, I didn't say the bad word. I almost said it. We know you're busy. Like, we get it. By the way, let me tell you something. Julian's cracking up. Let me tell you something. You know who never has to tell people they're busy? Successful people. How about this? How about Elon Musk? Well, you got to understand, I'm really busy. No kidding. You're putting rockets into space. You created a car company that's challenging everything that everybody in the automotive industry ever knew about cars. We don't need to know how freaking busy you are. You want to know what I'm interested in? Here's what I'm interested in. Your results. That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in your results. When you start getting the results that are available to you, it becomes a recruiting tool. Could you guys imagine? Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. And thank you guys for those of you that have your cameras on. I do appreciate it. I know some people are driving, some people, whatever. I said this on one of my Sunday night calls as well. It's cool because I feel like I'm in there with you. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you can't, but I just, whatever. I like it. So anyway, here's the deal. You're running a company. You Incorporated, you International, you Global, you Universal. You're running a company. And someone has an appointment with you. That appointment has been scheduled and they come into your office and your executive assistant or whatever walks them into your office. And the person sits down with you and goes, well, you know, it's really, I really appreciate you taking time to meet with me, ma'am, sir. And you're like, no problem. I'm glad we were able to work it out. It's like, yeah, I know that we only have 15 minutes here. Wow, you must be really busy. No, I'm busy. I mean, give me a break. But let me tell you guys something. I mean, could you imagine if you're sitting behind the desk and you got 9,000 things to do and the person goes, wow, you know, you must be really busy. Well, yeah, kinda. You know who makes a big deal out of being busy? People who grab excuses. That's who makes a big deal out of being busy. You know who doesn't make a big deal out of being busy? Busy people who are too busy to make a big deal out of being busy. They're too busy getting stuff done. Or they're too busy working on their next deal. Or they're too busy having that meeting to take their business to the next level. They're too busy to talk about being busy. Now watch this. I want to see how many of you guys will give me this answer. And you can just say it right to the camera if you want, or you can put it in the chat. Well, it's amazing because this time of the year, you got to understand, this is the time of the year. What is it? This is the this is the busiest time of the year. We get it. It's also the time where you will have access to the best people. Because the best people, I'm not talking about good people or bad people. I hope everybody's good. But the best people are living in 2022 right now. The best people are living in 2022 right now. Okay, now let me tell you guys this. Before I wrap everything up here. If 2022 starts right now, oh God, I hope you guys can get this. If 2022 starts right now, and most people aren't going to start 2022 until the middle of January. But if 2022 for you starts right now, and I mean activity, I mean action, I mean no complaints, I mean no excuses, I mean no, I'm so busy, I mean what you are going to accomplish, what you are setting up. If that starts right now, you guys, if that starts right now, by default, you're ahead of everybody else. I have one of my new business partners. I freaking love this guy. His name is Steve. He's out in Wisconsin. This guy used to be an ACN. He used to be an ACN and got out of ACN. Personal reasons, his business, his real estate business took off. And he got started again recently with us. And here's what's great. There's people out there like him that have done well in ACN, and life or things or circumstances came into their life. And for whatever reason, but if we unmuted him right now, you know what he'd say? I'm upset about it. I let 3 or 4 or 5 years of residual income and customer acquisition go in my real estate company. Where would I be right now? And he does tremendously well. He's got real estate companies. He's got a construction company. He's got all this stuff. By the way, can I tell you something? You guys, I'm going to let you in on a hint. Can I tell you something about Steve? He's a great guy. He's a blast to hang around. He's 100% coachable. I'm going to tell you something. This might come as a shock to you. I'm going to tell you something. He's busy. Guy's freaking busy. He's up at 5 a.m. every blanking day because he's getting you guys, he'd tell me stories. Like his realtors would come back to him and be like, well, I got a question about this and I got a question about that. Well, Steve, what he does, he answers their questions at 5 a.m. or 5:30. Now the questions are all answered for the day. Figure it out. So here's a story of a guy who financially does not need to do ACN. By the way, sound familiar? Al Thomas, a guy who financially doesn't really need to do this anymore, but he does. And Steve's like, I'm going regional director. I'm getting regional director done. And then he actually said to me the other day, he said, I'm excited about regional director, but what I really want to do is get RVP done. By the way, who would like to have a Steve Roby on their team? Heck yeah. He would tell you, Steve Roby would tell you they're out there. There are people like that out there. By the way, can I tell you something? Guess what's the one phrase, or I'm going to let you guys take a shot at this. Guess what phrase Steve has not said to me since we started working together 5 weeks ago? Guess what he hasn't said to me? I'm busy. I know you're busy, dude. I get it. Okay. Have I made that point? Is it crystal clear? Okay. Yes. Could you imagine like, check this out. Could you imagine, listen to this. Could you imagine okay, so it's football season and we're coming up to the bowl games and I don't care who your team is. It should be the Packers, but I don't care who your team is, whatever. The greatest team of all time. But my point is this, right? Here's my point. Could you imagine being in the locker room of a team, football team, basketball, doesn't matter. Could you imagine like the guys, they're in there and they're working out and someone comes in and they go like this, wow, you guys work out. No kidding. We work out. What are you, crazy? Or how about this? You practice. Wow, you guys practice a lot. No, of course we practice. We practice over and 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 over again. Why? So when it's game time, it is read and react. It is simply build. It's go perform. It's get the first down. It's make the shot. Whatever. That's what it is. So if you're not willing to do that, you guys, you have to, as Greg Provenzano says, you need to magnify your efforts or modify your dreams. You choose. You choose. I love you anyway. As people, I love you anyway. Al loves you anyway. And by the way, not for me and not for Al and not for Jocelyn. I think that's all the RVPs on this show. That's not for us, for you. See, here's the thing. We want you to win in the worst way. Al wants you to win. Jocelyn wants you to win. You guys, I want you to win in the worst way. But I will win with you or without you. Al will win with you or without you. Jocelyn will win with you or without you. Why do I say that? Because if we don't have that mentality, we are not serving you properly. We are not being the leaders that we need to be to lead you and teach and train you to have that same mentality. Because if you don't, guess what? You're completely dependent and reliant on your team. And you don't want people on your team that you have to rely on. You want people on your team that will go past you. You want to develop a team of people that can do what you do. Now, listen, by a show of hands, or you can do the little reactions. Who understands that this conversation applies to ACN, but it could apply to any business that you're in? Yes or no? Better freaking believe it, man. So look, you guys, that's what I wanted to share with you. As you can tell, I had a couple things on my mind. You guys, look. we have a lot to be grateful for. We have the opportunity to come together in a medium like this with really freaking phenomenal people, like really great people on this call. And opportunities are not missed. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before. Opportunities are not missed. They're simply taken by someone else. So the person that you're thinking about talking to, that nice manager at Lowe's or Home Depot, that person that you used to do this, that, or the other business with, you guys, mark my words, someone is going to talk to that person. You have a window of time between now and the end of the year to do something significant to set up 2022. Now, look, you guys, you don't want to do anything? Don't do anything. I'm not going to fire you. I don't have that power. But I want you to know that now you know, because once you know, if you don't know, now you know. You know the song. This window of time is very special. People are in dream mode right now. People are in dream mode. They're dreaming of things being better next year than they were this year. And what I don't want for you is for you to be on these calls. If Al ever has me do them again, I don't want you to be on these calls and your situation hasn't changed. And I do not want you to bring your freaking schedule into it. We get it. We get it. It's a better story. By the way, FYI, the busier your schedule, the better the story. The more packed you are and you make this happen, the better the story. And you guys need to understand that. That is one of the biggest assets that you have, is who you are and how busy you are. And you made it happen? Yes. Why? The leadership, the system, the company, the co-founders following the team. And right on cue, Mr. Koopas just called me. How funny. Okay. So you guys, that being said, Mr. Thomas, I hope this was helpful. Let's see. Wait, let me see. The 23rd. Oh, I guess I might see you guys before Christmas. So,
yes, sir. We'll have you before Christmas next Thursday. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. I know
you got to run and talk to Mr. Koopas.
No, we're good. I just saw that I had a missed call. So, I'm done, Mr. Thomas. That's what I wanted to share with everybody. I hope it was helpful. And, that's what I got.